Oh, you're still here? This episode is brought to you by Tigre Burrito, located at 720 Highway 62 in Wolford, Texas. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They specialize in breakfast and lunch burritos. They've also got some plates. Tell them JP Lopez sent you. But breakfast burritos are pretty fucking huge, so you better bring a big appetite. They're the shit. Oh, it's you again. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Paint and Construction. They specialize in commercial and residential. They also specialize in drywall and paint. No job is too big or too small for them. Hit them up at 806-544-7199.
All right, man. Well, thank y'all guys for fucking coming, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Are y'all guys gonna go to video or nah?
I don't know. We hadn't got that far, to be honest.
We kind of
Y'all not even thinking about it yet?
We hadn't, like I said, we hadn't got that far, so it hadn't even crossed our mind in discussion or anything like that either. Just one of those things.
I feel like we do too many edits and stuff to
we
cuts.
We do cut a lot.
Oh, for real?
We do a lot of cuts. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's
No, you can't.
So there's definitely, like, especially when I have Xavier. Xavier is very outlandish. Like, he has no filter. He just says, he's so impulsive. And so sometimes he just says things that it's not even bad by any means. It's just, I don't want to take the chance of someone taking it the wrong way.
Okay. Yeah, well, I did have to edit a few things when I first started, but it was just when people were dropping like that hard F word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's really all I care about.
I feel like that might be like the only one, but we also
that's
have
the one I drop pretty often.
We have dropped it a few times.
Yeah, I get it because we grew up saying that all the time, and it didn't mean you were gay.
Right.
But I get how offensive it is now, so that's the only word that I'll edit.
Yeah.
But that's the only word.
Yeah.
Everything else is.
I think that
green
one's our main one, or the hard R.
No, I don't ever.
I try to refrain from that one being
Well,
out there.
I just change it to mustard it. Oh,
Fair
ketchup and mustard it, yeah. But I was wondering if y'all were gonna go to a fucking video, man.
I would like to, just because I feel like it makes a difference putting a face to the content.
Yeah, people like that for sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Y'all had Donnie on, and I had Donnie on my first pod, like the first time I had him on, and my YouTube views were like 300, 400 per episode.
Yeah.
Right after Donnie came on, that motherfucker dropped to 50. So you can't tell me that YouTube is not censoring shit, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's insane.
And he wore the black Kanye mask.
Oh, yeah,
Like you can't see him, but he can see perfectly fine.
It's like the mesh.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Pantyhose mask.
And he wore that the whole episode, and it was cool shit, but we talked about a whole bunch of shit, and that episode from there on was like 50 views, 60 views, and I was like, fuck, I was getting like 300 views, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on him because I love his shit. I listen to him all the time.
Oh, his stuff's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't get to listen to today's yet, but
Yeah, I haven't
I
either.
listened to
I think
that
I'm
one
about
when I
like
work.
halfway through, I think. I've listened to it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I texted Ramos, I think last week, and I was like, dude, I've just been binging all of them. And I was like, I'm ready to take down the government myself.
You got your fucking green beret. And
Right?
everything. Yeah.
Can you turn up my headphones a little bit, if you don't mind?
You're the red. You good there?
Yeah, just a tad lower, if you don't mind. Yeah, right there. That's good.
You're good.
Yeah, mine are good.
I'm old, dude. I don't know why, but my hearing is terrible.
Mine is too, man. I think I'm actually going deaf on this ear, and it fucking sucks. And I tell people at work, if you're on this side and you're talking to me and I don't acknowledge you, speak up, bro, because I'm not gonna.
I'm not being rude. I can't hear you.
Move to the other side.
He's like, what? Yeah. But thank you guys for coming on, man. I can't wait to start the show. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, man. Here we go.
John Eric. Media.
Okay, here we go.
All you ladies, pull your chi-chis out. This is the JP Lopez show. Also, if you're a transgender, pull your pecker out.
This is the JP Lopez Show.
What is up? Thank you for tuning back into the JP Lopez Show. I got the boys from the Polar Opposites podcast in with me today, and you guys are a part of the John Eric Media. I started listening to y'all guys, I think when y'all put out the second episode, and I started sharing y'all shit, and a few people, because we're old as shit, so a few of my friends have married young,
Sure.
and their wives are like, man, like, that fucking show is just like your show, but with like our age type of crowd. And I was like, fuck yeah, if y'all liked it, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, I think y'all got the best intro ever.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
And I was so mad when I heard y'all's intro because I was like, that's all my shit. I fucking love Red Raider sports and I love boxing, like, to the T, man. Like, if I had to choose over like MMA or boxing, it's gonna be boxing.
Oh, I love boxing too.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I love boxing more than MMA.
Me too.
But the funny thing is about that intro is, like, I made that completely myself because we were coming up on the deadline of the only thing we needed to put the show out was a cover art and an intro song. That's all we needed. And so my uncle actually has a Mac Pro, like the setup desktop. And so I texted him. I was like, can I come over? I need to make something. Because we used to make music together all the time. And so I went over there and I was like, I have an idea. What do you think? And he's like, get up there and do it. And I just made it. And I made it in like 3 hours.
Do you made it out of YouTube clips?
Pretty much, for
Yeah.
the most part. I tried to do like a custom Raider Power chant myself because I know how to kind of echo it and the different takes that you do on it. But it just didn't come out the way that I had intentionally wanted it to.
Well, it made me jealous, bro. Because I was like, why the fuck didn't I think about putting a Raider Power in my intro? It's badass.
I'll say I love your intro. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it
it
like
is.
dives right into what you're about. It's fucking awesome. And on top of you saying that, like, as we started and I started listening to everyone's podcast, I was like, man, I feel like our intro is so shitty compared to everyone else's.
No, I think it's the best one.
I love
Yeah, for
Donnie's. Donnie's is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie's is badass, but
It's so
I
fitting.
I got to give y'all flowers for that because I think y'all's is the best one,
I
in my
appreciate
opinion. Because I'm a big sports dude, man.
Right.
And that's fuck yeah.
And it was for me, it was kind of tough once we started like recording and putting out episodes because I felt like the intro was a tad bit misleading because a lot of what we do discuss is like mental health and all that. But at the same time, I feel like we have a fine balance of a little bit of everything. It's including sports, and I feel like it fits perfect.
So that last episode, you said like you were kicking depression's ass.
Bro, I am.
So that being said, man, when my pops passed away, that was like my Superman, bro. Like I knew nothing other than going to him when I'm in trouble, and then just to have the plug being pulled out on it. I didn't realize that I went into a state of depression.
Sure.
And it was my bosses at work that made me go see a counselor because they were like, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
And we know why you're fucking up. So I was so pissed. So then anyways, I'm telling you all this shit because I didn't even know I was depressed. I really didn't. I just thought like maybe I was tired because I didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I guess life is hard. Like, so I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to deal with people. If you know me, I fuck with everybody, bro. Like, I love to be around people. I didn't want to be around people. And I think I was probably like maybe mid-30s when this happened. So, but you're a lot younger than that, man. So it kind of opened my eyes to think like, man, this younger generation's got it fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I was lucky to kind of diagnose it and realize what I was really going through.
Yeah.
Probably around like my freshman year of high school, and it has brought me to I was about 24, which is where I'm at now, and it was tough, man. Like I always went through some shit, and like I had a lot of different factors, and we can get into that later if you'd like, but it just really took some like digging into myself to kind of figure out exactly what it was and where it stemmed from. And once I did, like I just started acting on it.
But I think that the part where you said you really didn't know you had it, I think me and Justice both said it in a previous episode as well, that being, growing up in the Mexican culture, and especially for your age, like it wasn't a thing.
No.
Like that was not a thing.
It was go to your
at
room
all.
and fix it. Go to your room and get over it.
Yeah, that's exact. So when you're actually going through it, not knowing that had depression and it's affecting everything you live by. I mean, that's
and
prime example of
But
that.
the reason I said that was because the reason for my depression was my father, my Superman, fucking passed away. But y'all have just daily life shit that just bundles up and it takes you there, and it really opened my eyes to think that, like, fuck, man, y'all do got it rough.
Sure.
Like, really and truly. And I always sit here and I talk about my son and his friends, like, I think that they got it made, like, because it wasn't a hard upbringing like we did, but that don't mean shit, like, because I mean, your mental health is everything, and you're still.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. It really is.
It's a tough subject for sure.
Yeah.
What I think that it really like stems from is because I'm a firm believer in there's such thing as knowing too much, and I feel like we just have access to too much. Like when everything's right there in the palm of your hands and the phones that we have now, like once you have so much information and all that technology that just throws it on you, it's almost overwhelming to an extent. And it kind of like when you're going through things, you're seeing so much more than you actually need to.
Yeah, I could not even imagine being like 8 or 9 years old. Was that y'all's age when y'all got y'all's first phone, or no?
No.
I was a little bit older.
Yeah, I was like 7th grade, 5th or 7th grade. I
'Cause
had a
I
phone.
see kids now like 8 or 9 with the
Oh
phone.
yeah, they're really young with phones. It's insane.
So I had a phone, but it was just like the BlackBerry. All you could do is like text and
call.
call on it. But it was because I walked home from school. I lived down the street, and it was just in case I
for
needed
safety.
it. Yeah, exactly.
like
Okay.
a social media type. I think it was around seventh grade before I got mine.
Yeah.
But even then, like, having access to the entire fucking world in 7th grade, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still insane.
Like-
yeah,
What?
yeah, I agree.
It's just like it's like Ramos talked about not too long ago, like they had to work for porn. You know what I mean? Like, like sneak into a shed, their dad had it, and then they had to like hide it somewhere. You couldn't just go to the fucking restroom in 7th grade and pull up whatever porn is on
Literally anything.
Twitter
Yeah.
or Reddit, or it's just crazy, man.
That's
crazy.
when whenever the cover of those extra long showers hit a little different.
So I'll tell you a story, man. My son, he would shit with the door open. He hated closed fucking doors. His whole life, bro. Like, you'd get mad at him, get onto him, go get your ass to your room, shut your door, and he wouldn't. Like, he'd leave it cracked. He for the life of him never would shut the door.
Yeah.
Like, you'd walk by the restroom and he's just taking a shit and like, dude, close the door. Like, he was scared to close his door. And then he got into middle school, and then all of a sudden the door started closing with the lock, and you're like, oh, he figured himself out.
He knew what was going on.
He figured out how to work that thing.
He figured himself out, man. He's getting to know himself better. All of a sudden, dude, it was like a flip of a switch. He had no problems with the door being closed no more.
It's like one day he just figured out he was fucking Spider-Man, so shooting webs.
Yeah, so, man, I wanted to ask you because I love nostalgic shit, man. And first off, I want to tell you that you said like your mom is your biggest fan.
Sure.
I resonate with that like to the T because I talk so crazy on this podcast, and my mom listens to everything, bro. Like, she'll be like, "Mijo, I never knew blah blah blah." I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I forget she listens.
Just like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man, my mom she supports everything, and it's funny because I say a lot of shit that my parents don't necessarily know from like word to mouth, but man, she never questions me. She never asks questions or anything, but I think it's because she also knows, like, I don't want to know everything. Like, I don't want to.
Like, you keep your shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to know that.
But at the same time, I think she also knows, like, I'm my dad's son. There's a factor that plays into that, and I do what I want, and I always have.
You're gonna let her be your editor?
Yeah. I don't think so, because I don't think there wouldn't be a show at that point.
No, they would get shut down so fast. Y'all are fucking done. Y'all are done.
She told me the other day, she goes, I don't know what it is about y'all, but y'all are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
She didn't say it like that. But she was like, y'all are dumb. Like, y'all just say stuff. But she likes it. She laughs a lot.
But that's my mom. My mom is like, man, y'all are crazy. And I'm just like, fuck, man, I forget my mom listens to this. We're over here talking about finger banging chicks. But it's like you said, our moms are not dumb.
Yeah,
so,
they know.
yeah.
I mean, they were. It's what I always come back to is like, they were all young ones too.
Yeah.
Everyone was young. They were where we were.
So I grew up with your dad, and dude, I've got crazy fucking stories about your dad, and I'm sure a lot of his friends can tell you a bunch of crazy shit about.
Oh man, so we were at the lake this weekend with
Yeah.
all his buddies and stuff, and
Oh, for the cook-off?
yeah, and of course, like, they didn't really like tell me anything, but like they were like, man, I couldn't even get into all of it. There's too much.
we were playing ninth grade football, man, and I think we were getting our ass beat. I mean, it was never not an occasion at Cavazos where we weren't getting our ass beat. But I seen your pops. He was flying from like the other sideline and flew and chased him down on this opposite sideline on our sideline. And this motherfucker grabbed him by the face mask and just like threw his body. and like the dude's head, like it could have easily just popped off, man. But that was his tackle. He just grabbed it and jumped and boom. Like, he was so mad we're getting our ass whooped, and yeah, dude, yeah.
Took matters into his own hands.
Golly. Everybody was like, oh, he going to jail.
It's a felony, man. You can't do that.
He going to jail, man.
Nowadays, they'd call that a hate crime.
Yeah, I know.
Like, damn, bro. So, yeah, man. So, nostalgic shit, that's my shit. And I wanted to ask y'all, because y'all were probably the last generation that 7th grade was first year of middle school, or no?
No, our
No, it
first
was
year was
sixth.
sixth.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when it changed, but
I thought, like, y'all were the last ones.
I think
with,
we were about like fourth or
Yeah, I
fifth,
think, yeah.
fourth grade. I think they changed.
yeah,
it.
because I
Okay.
remember when they moved out of the school. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so with that being said, what was your typical middle school Friday night like?
Dude, I don't even remember.
Because it was still renting movies and shit, right? Or no?
No.
It was
Well, yeah.
7th and 8th grade for me was going to the Friday
to
night football
think.
games because I went to Friendship and like that was the
Oh.
biggest thing was Friday
Yeah.
night football games, and all of us would just go to the football games, to be honest.
I think that's badass, and I wish LISD was like that. But with Cooper and Friendship, like from elementary school all the way up, they go to the football games.
They're all involved.
Yeah.
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 Well, like they have a side gate at Friendship, and I don't know if they still do it, but our middle school coaches, they coached at the high school as well, and they would always tell us, like, just go to the side gate. There's a lady with the clipboard. Just tell them your name, what school, and they'll let you in for free. So we never had to
wow.
pay for tickets or anything like that. We just got in.
That's
'Cause-
badass.
So it was fun. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that was just our thing. Like, me and my buddies, they would all just come over to my house, and we had a Toyota Sequoia, a big, hefty, mom car. And my mom would just rile up all my boys, and we would roll up to the football game on Friday nights.
And everybody went to Friendship?
All my friends at that
Yeah.
time, it was just like everyone I went to middle school with that we played football with would go.
That's crazy.
And like all the guys I played baseball with on my travel team went to the other two middle schools. So we would kind of just all rile up and join forces with the other schools.
The other middle schools, they feed the same high school, right?
Right. So whenever I was in school, there was 3 Friendship middle schools, and they all went into the high school.
And now there's more? Or-
Yeah, now I think there's at least one more, possibly, for sure. So there's at least 4 middle schools for Friendship.
And y'all graduated the same year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he
same
went
here.
to,
I went to Lubbock
Lubbock
High.
High.
Yeah, I grew up
Sorry,
in the
bro.
Arnett. I went to Cavazos and everything, just like y'all.
It's the same shit as us, man.
Yep, exactly.
I couldn't tell you like how I didn't understand how at Cavazos we would love to play McKinsey and Irons, because those were the 2 schools we were definitely gonna murder the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Right? But then they go feed Coronado, and then they beat the shit out of us
It's-
every. And I'm like, how the fuck does this
Exactly.
happen? Like,
It's kind of crazy to me that that's been going on for so long. I thought it was just like our age group, but no,
Yeah.
that's been going on for years.
You know what it is that us Mexicans, we peak at the wrong time. So middle school, we're fucking riled up, ready to go. And then once we get to high school, the white boys just
They're all so
shoot
much
up.
bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's
I think
insane.
our hand-eye coordination is so badass when at an early age for holding
Yeah.
the flashlight for our dad. Hold that fucking flashlight. So yeah, I never understood that. So when my son goes to high school, he goes to Coronado, and he played under Coach Parr, and they went pretty far every fucking year. And then his senior year, Coach Parr quits, and we were like,
Oh yeah, so it went
just
downhill
straight to
so
shit.
bad.
And I was like, I felt bad for him. I was like, man, your senior year was kind of shitty, but
You could go to Lubbock High.
his whole Think
about that.
He could have went to Lubbock High. Man. Yeah,
Well,
so
my senior year was shitty in football too, because I lettered my sophomore year in football.
Yeah.
And I played, like I had playing time and everything. In my junior year, I started every game, and then senior year comes around, and I was supposed to start on offense and defense playing slot receiver. Well, then my senior year, our coach, he quits, like he leaves. I think he retired, but
Thanks,
then
Coach.
went somewhere else.
and you
then,
played defense.
Well, on my senior year, so this is where I got fucked. We had a guy come in from the Metroplex area that grew up in Plainview. So he was used to playing everyone one side of the ball. And I never got the chance to play offense because I was fearless, dude. Like, I would go tackle anybody. So they left me on defense. Bro.
Fucking torpedo.
Dude, we got brand new uniforms. We got white helmets. We were all decked out. The charcoal grays, the all whites. Bro, we played 10 games and we lose all fucking 10 of them. Yeah, bro. That coach fucked us.
I think he went to Lubbock High. I think he wore my same jersey. I don't think they ever got new shit over there.
Dude, it's insane. But I didn't play football. I didn't play football though. I had stopped playing. I had 8th grade. I had transferred to Hutch and I tore my ACL, and it was not a good time.
So I think I remember that year that y'all didn't win any games.
Yeah, it sucked.
And that was your senior year? Mm-hmm. That sucks, man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
But what's crazy is I played safety and I led the team in tackles. Bro, our linebackers sucked.
Getting burned every single
Bro,
play.
I would come up and tackle running backs, and I was like, "Why y'all scared, dude? Like, grow a pair."
10 games, I had 400 tackles.
Yeah, I was putting up NCAA numbers,
Exactly.
dog.
I average about 50 tackles a
Freshman
game.
mode.
You wonder why my head's so big? Is because I fucking did that shit. Fucking Antonio Brown over here.
Getting into you.
I was getting letters from South Plains and DeVry
I did
and
get,
ITT Tech.
I did get an offer to play at a Texas A&M Commerce. It's a D2
Yeah.
school, and my senior year, or I guess my junior year, they won the national championship D2.
Oh, wow.
And they asked me to go play for them, but I wanted to play baseball, so that was my thing.
Yeah, that was your shit, right? Mm-hmm. How much of that was your dad, or how much of that was you?
Obviously, like when I first started, like growing up, he wanted me to play baseball, but I did everything with my dad. Like I remember going and playing horseshoes with him. Like I just remember always being with my pops.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, my competitive edge is unmatched.
It just took over.
And I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And on top of that, like I always say this, but like I'm not great at anything, but I make myself good at anything I do. And so once I started playing baseball, I just fed into it, and I just had a passion for it. I had to be the best.
How good was friendship baseball back then?
I
when you
lettered
played?
for 3 years. My senior year, we were the #1 team in Texas
Oh,
for like a
badass.
month or two. We lost first round, but we're not going to talk
That's what I
about
was about to say. How did
that.
it turn out?
But
Hey, that's
we're-
what friends are for, right?
hey, but,
Yeah.
Stay
but I hit a
humble.
walk-off against Lubbock High, so it's all good.
It's a tournament. It was like a scrimmage. Don't count.
Yeah. We
I
never-
do remember. It was our junior or senior year.
That one was our senior
Our
year.
senior year,
But we
yeah.
beat you our junior year, too, and our sophomore
I
year.
didn't play that game. So it don't count.
So you still suck.
Yeah.
So it don't count.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool that we got to play each other our senior year, though. Kind of our last.
Yeah.
It was my last time playing baseball, so
But y'all travel ball together?
When we were younger.
yeah, we basically grew up together.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know your dad, but y'all's pops know each other, right?
For a
So
while.
is that why
yeah.
y'all were on the same squad?
I don't necessarily know. I know it started.
I don't even know how it started.
It
Honestly.
started in machine pitch, and we played for the Braves
At
and-
Northwest.
At Northwest, and we were on the same team. And ever since then, we were on the same team the rest of our little league career. And then we started playing travel ball together.
Quit Little League, and that's all we
Yeah.
did.
Did you know Donovan Smith? Or was that after you?
So he was there when I left. I had already graduated, and he was a freshman. He was an incoming freshman.
I heard he's retarded.
I never knew him, so I'm not gonna speak on it.
I heard they had to dumb down that playbook for him because he couldn't understand it.
You know,
I have
Then
heard
he
that
goes
rumor
to
too.
fucking Houston and he.
I'll tell you what, he pulled some baddies that I
Oh,
used to
I'm
party
sure.
with, and they're still over there in Houston partying with him. So you say what you want, but it
That's
sounds like
NIL though, man.
he sounds like he's laying it down to me.
Anybody that's got $1 in a dream can fucking sell it to a chick, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Easily.
Yeah.
I can do it without $1. Just the dream.
So you have kids though, right?
I do.
And do you have kids?
I have one.
Okay. Fuck yeah. All right. Because I couldn't tell who was talking on the last podcast. I know Xavier doesn't, but I couldn't tell who was saying they didn't, if it was you or the other person.
Yeah, out of like our friend group, really, and everyone who's been on, it's really just me and Eli. Everyone else is doing their thing.
Yeah.
And you have a little girl?
Yeah, she turns 3 this year. She was born on Thanksgiving.
She got you wrapped around her pinky.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
She is cool.
I always
she's a
wanted
little
a daughter,
character.
bro. I always wanted a daughter. Her whole life would have been fucking documented behind the fucking camera. Her whole life, yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to be, honestly, because we didn't. I mean, I have a little sister, but she's way younger than us, so it was always me and my brother with everything. So
I didn't want a son.
No?
Just because my dad was so hard on me and I know
Yeah.
no other way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that dad to my boy. And I turned out fucking doing the same shit my dad did to me. Yeah.
That's usually how it turns out, honestly.
But I knew no other way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, y'all might be friends with y'all's dad. I never had that. Never. It was always like, the way I can describe it is like a supervisor to an employee. That's how,
Yeah.
that's how our relationship was.
Well, I didn't have it until the past few years.
Well, that's the thing. When I got old enough to finally fucking have it, he fucking passed away, and I was like, "You motherfucker." But going back to the nostalgic shit, man. What was the toy that y'all wanted as a kid that y'all never got?
Growing up, like in middle school and kind of in elementary school, there was all these like infomercial type where the toys are always on there. It didn't make any sense, but there was this ball. It's called a gravity ball. So whatever way you moved it, it would just
Yeah.
look like it wasn't moving. For some reason, I always wanted that.
Yeah,
And it's so stupid because it's just a ball.
and it was.
It didn't
the,
do anything. Like
it was
didn't
like the late night infomercial.
Yeah,
like
It's like the
call this number and
operators
order
are standing by.
Yeah,
It was always on the Nickelodeon
yeah,
cha-
exactly. That's
channel.
exactly how I remember it from. It's called a gravity ball, and it's so stupid. But for some reason, I always wanted it, never got it.
Yeah.
I never seen it, so I don't know how cool
It's-
that was.
You probably could find the commercial on like YouTube or something
Yeah.
like that. It looks cool because they'll just be moving it and throwing it up, and it looks like it's just
It's just floating.
yeah.
It's just isn't it just like a
It's like a-
medium-sized silver like metallic
Yeah.
ball? Yeah.
It looks super weird, but for some reason I always wanted it.
And Dad never got it for you.
No,
Motherfucker.
every time anything that popped up on TV, like, hey, can I? No, all right. You know,
I'll go fuck myself.
It went from a gravity ball to nipple piercings real quick.
exactly.
Oh, Dad forked over the cash for that. Fucking pervert.
Man, it was rough, man. I'm telling you.
Have y'all seen those little stickers that the girls can put on their
It's
nipple?
like the fake ones.
The fake, yeah, the fake nipple piercings.
Yeah. Fuck
I didn't
it.
know. I didn't know that was a thing until I listened to Pendejo's podcast.
Okay,
the
I was
other
about
day.
to say somebody talked
It
about
was the
that recently.
Pendejos.
Yeah,
He's talking
this
about
is
how
the recent episode.
like you can fake eyelashes, fake nipple piercings, all of it.
I seen
Makeup.
one. I seen one that was a fake clit.
What?
Yeah, for real. For real.
That
no
is
bullshit,
insane.
Man.
I
Yeah.
guess that's the only way you're gonna find it.
So they say. I don't know.
Allegedly.
I'm still trying to find that motherfucker.
Been on the hunt for years.
I saw this comedian say, finally found my wife's clit. It was inside her mom. The whole time it was inside her mom.
It's insane.
So I got a buddy who I hate to talk about this, but I love that y'all brought it up. But I hate talking about it because he listens to every episode, and his love for dinosaurs is like, I hate shitting on him because he loves dinosaurs so much,
Yeah.
man. Shout out, Paul. But I love that y'all brought him up because I've always said and I've never believed dinosaurs were real, bro. I don't.
I've never seen them, so
So this dude, he showed an actual entire fossil. And he was like, look at this prehistoric fossil, blah, 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 blah. And then they molded it to what it should look like. It was a fucking rabbit, bro. It was a rabbit. And
You can fake
if
anything.
you saw the fossil of it, it looked like a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
So he's like, if these fuckers were never here and you see this shit, he's like, how did they know what they looked like? You know, like, yeah, you got the fossil of it, but I just showed you your mind went somewhere else and it was a fucking rabbit.
It was a rabbit the whole time. No, it's true. You've only seen paintings.
But, like,
I mean, there's, you know.
If you're going off of fossils, isn't it kind of like a puzzle or Lincoln Logs? Like you just build it to how you want it?
Well, that's my argument, man, is no one's ever seen a fossil.
Yeah.
So apparently, and this is Googleable to know that I'm not full of shit, but every fossil ever discovered is in the Smithsonian. Never, all these ones in the museum and shit, they're all man-made.
Yeah.
So if every fossil's in the Smithsonian, why can't we see them?
I don't know.
Valid. It's a valid point.
That was my argument. Is I haven't seen anything like legitimate proof. So
And how did the
I don't really
T-Rex
care.
fuck?
he couldn't grab her by the hair. Or nothing.
The fucking tail, like, how did they fuck? Like, how did they mate?
There's no way.
I've just never believed in them. Never. I don't know why they created them for whatever reason.
It never came across my mind until like recently. Everybody's been talking about it. I'm like, yeah, there's no way they're real.
I'm not saying they're real, but I'm not saying they're not real either. I just have.
You want to see more?
I just need more. That's it.
Only dinosaur I've seen is alligator.
Yeah.
Those things are dinosaurs.
I will say, like, if anything of evolution, like birds are like the closest thing.
Well, there's something about water too, though. Like the sharks, I think, are dinosaurs too.
Yeah.
And I think that the water that doesn't allow oxygen make you old, you can live forever.
Yeah.
So that's why these fucking animals in the water are like 200 years old. Because I think oxygen will age you. That's just what I think. Like,
Yeah, water's a whole different topic too, where
So-
you can go forever on that thing.
And I don't do water. Like oceans and shit, I can't do it.
my wife, man, she's a mermaid, bro. Like, every vacation, like, you've got to like pull her out of the ocean, bro. She'll just be out there all damn day.
No, not
Yeah.
me.
It's like having a grown kid because that's how kids are too. They will never get out of the water.
We went snorkeling, and it was in Cabo, so they had to take us far off to where the riptide is good enough, and we went snorkeling, and I just stayed out on the little. They had this little surfboard to just hold my weight up on there to float up. And she's like, "You're not gonna snorkel?" I was like, "I don't want to see anything down there because if I do, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I want to get
Immediate
back in the
panic.
boat." Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's just like, "Oh, look, it's just right there." And I'm like, I'm not."
We went snorkeling in the Bahamas, and I got in there and I tried it, and it was less than 60 seconds, and I got right back on the boat.
That's a big hell no.
I was like, "Fuck this! Open water? Fuck no! Get on the boat."
I'm lucky if I get on a boat in the lake.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that YouTube video where that dude's on the fucking unicorn fishing?
Oh
and,
yeah.
And the shark took him out like 2 miles out.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "Reel it in."
See, stuff like, dude, no,
Yeah,
you
fuck
have
no.
no clue what. You know, if he didn't come up, he had no clue what it was to begin with, and he's just trying to get it. Like, dude.
No, he knew it was a shark
did he?
though. Yeah. And he's on a fucking unicorn raft like that you blow up in a
The
swimming
floaty?
pool.
See,
Yeah.
I don't see how people could. I'm cutting the line immediately and
No.
going right back.
And then his raft was losing air. So he tied it with a fishing string to
Oh, no.
yeah.
No.
And I'm like, this dude is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I would never put myself in that situation ever to even think
no.
about what I would do.
No, I wouldn't. Open water is a no-go for me.
I've seen the ocean once, and I got to where my ankles, and I went right back.
That's it?
Yeah, no, I'm not getting
What
in that
about
water.
swimming pools though? Y'all fuck
Yeah,
with
yeah,
swimming
I'd do a
pools?
swimming
Oh
pool.
yeah, swimming. Yeah.
I'm a great swimmer. It's just the open water because I don't know what's in there.
We went to South Padre, and then like I think it was this year that lady's calf got bit off.
Oh
See,
yeah.
and I was like, see, that's why I didn't get in that fucking water.
That week, my boy Eric was in that same fucking spot.
Yeah. See,
No.
you never know. You never know what's in there.
And then that shark had attacked like 4 times that day. Like,
Yeah.
what the
He's
fuck?
hungry as fuck.
Like,
Yeah, and sharks aren't supposed to be that close to the shore, so fuck that.
well, I really truly believe they were running from something.
That's a good take.
I think so.
I like that.
Everyone said like it was like climate change and they were like running from warmer waters or some shit. I don't think so. I think something happened somewhere and
They're like, nah, fuck
some
that.
big fucking creature was released somewhere, and I think all of that was they were running from it.
Oh yeah. And they hadn't
Yeah.
eaten probably, so they're like,
Yeah.
fuck, there's food right here.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I really truly believe that.
That's
I
true.
like that. I like that take.
Like,
It's very possible.
Yeah.
did y'all see that? It was like a radar where it went up and down the coastline for like Africa and like from Antarctica.
Oh,
it was-
yeah. You're
it
talking
was-
about that blob?
That blob on
Yeah.
the dude, I think that was an
No, that was
animal.
it.
And I think that's what all these fucking sharks and all these whales were running from.
Nobody, and I saw it on X a lot, nobody had like a reasonable explanation for what
Yeah.
it was.
And it was-
Nobody still knows what it was.
Exactly. And it was just like, no, we don't know what that is.
Yeah, there's
and
like,
that's
okay,
cool.
just leave it alone.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
nobody
cool.
fucked with
like,
it.
No, fuck no.
It's insane. That
I wouldn't fuck with it
that little
either.
story was insane because it made like the tides of like what is it, South Africa? I
Like it made
guess.
tsunamis and shit.
Yeah, it was making the tides go way up, and people were dying and stuff from it.
Count me out. I'm out.
But we get into that talk and then people shut down. Like they don't want to listen.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Save that for Flams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a break, man. We'll come right back.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This episode is brought to you by DJ Keepo. DJ Keepo handles all things like weddings, quinceañeras, anniversaries, and graduations. He's good at what he does, keeps the party going, and hit him up on IG, TikTok at DJ Keepo 806. Once again, that's DJ KEEPO 806.
And we're back. So I love this setup.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking shit, but it goes totally against on how I record.
Yeah.
So now like I've got to like lift it up, show, record so I can show the and then like the people seating over here.
Yeah.
All my buddies are my size, bro. So when we got 4 motherfuckers, it's just like we're all like sardines and shit. So but like I said, I'm not talking shit because this is a sweet ass setup.
It is badass.
I like it.
But it does like kind of take away from how you originally
Yeah.
did it.
So like whatever, it's cool. Getting into it, man. What were some of your favorite fucking TV shows growing up?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a
go
lot.
Ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
I got a lot. One of my favorites. I spent a lot of time with my dad's parents. I call them my mom and Paul, and it was on. It was a different cartoon like network, but not Cartoon Network. It was a different show channel, but it was a show called Oswald. It was like a octopus with like a little weenie dog and stuff like that.
Oswald was so good.
Dude, that was my
That
shit.
was a good show.
That was my show. I loved it.
I think I know what you're talking about, and it wasn't. It wasn't like a Nick at Night show.
No,
Okay.
it was on something else. I forgot what it was called, but that one was good.
I think it might have been called Oswald.
I think that is what the show was called.
No, that show was good though.
It was a good one.
I liked it. It was good.
But I was also a big PBS Kids fan, so like Arthur was my shit.
yeah,
Love
we didn't have
Arthur.
cable for a while, so a lot
Yeah.
of PBS shows
Arthur
they
was
hit hard.
it.
Damn, I couldn't imagine anyone not having cable for y'all's generation.
We didn't have
'Cause
cable
it
for
was,
a while.
It was like a fucking necessity. Like it's like oxygen and cable.
Yeah, no.
As long as the Cowboys game was going to show, that's all that
Yeah.
mattered. So
Yeah.
as long as we had Fox, we were all right.
We had an antenna for a while.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it was the generation after us is
Yeah.
when you had to have cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember we grew. I mean, I
The
still
fucking iPad.
we
kids.
had the huge TV with the big old speaker on the the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
box. That's what we had. I had to grow up.
I was just saying that, like, back in the day when you walked into someone's house when I was a kid, that had those big screen TVs, and they were actual TVs, not the flat screens.
Yeah.
Like you just automatically assumed they were rich.
Yeah, we
You're
had
like,
those.
oh, they're rich.
Yeah.
man.
had those.
I remember that vividly at my grandma's house.
It was either that or the entertainment center with the TV inside of it.
Just a huge ass fucking the whole wall.
Yeah.
And then the TV's like this big.
Yeah. I remember that in my grandparents' house. There's a lot of good stuff that went on there.
What was some of your shows?
SpongeBob was easily my favorite.
Oh,
show.
yeah.
I love SpongeBob. I still love SpongeBob. I'll watch old episodes all the time.
Yeah. Oh, give me some George Lopez. Come on now.
Oh yeah, George Lopez was sweet.
Yeah, my wife and kids. Come on now.
You had a crush on the daughter?
Everyone
mom.
did.
Yeah.
The mom though. For real.
mom.
The mom?
Yeah.
The mom more than the daughter?
Dude, don't get me started on moms, bro. Older women are my my forte.
One of the hottest moms in a TV show for me, and I was older too, was Fresh Off the Boat, Eddie Huang.
I
The-
can't.
his mom?
I can't say I've seen that one.
Oh, dude, it was a fucking great show, real great show. It was on ABC, and the mom, dang, what's her name? I think her name is Constance Wu.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying
But
to think
anyway,
of it
she
now.
was
Lost me.
smoking, dude.
I'll give you one. Is I think it was called Franny. She was like the nanny for.
Oh, the
the
dude,
nannies.
her voice, bro.
Well, I don't,
You're just staring at them
Oof,
tits the whole
I
time.
loved it. I loved
I think that was
show.
a Nick at Night show,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah,
it was.
love that show. But
I agree.
any show with a
His hot
nice
showers
with
with the nanny, the fucking nanny playing.
any show with like a redhead older mom, that'll do it for me.
Reba?
Reba, give me some Reba. Come on now.
I'm a survivor.
Come on now.
I fuck with
Oh,
Reba's. The
shit.
TV show
Reba's
was good.
It was good. It was a good show.
I had nothing to relate to when I watched it, but it was still good.
Yeah. Even like
You ain't bullshitting, dude.
everybody loves
Reba
Raymond.
fucking rev that engine.
Bro. I'll be right back.
I think that's almost like the same as God dang Constancio when he was talking about he would get off watching the Golden Girls. Like, what the fuck, bro?
That one's crazy.
I didn't say get off. It just it excited me a little bit. That's all.
Golden Girls is crazy, man.
So your shows were more cartoonish shows? Or?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. Like SpongeBob was easily my
Yeah.
favorite. But once you started bringing up like George Lopez and stuff, I do remember like late at night just chilling
Yeah.
watching some George
I
Lopez.
used to-
Seinfeld, like any kind of sitcom.
Yeah.
Love them.
I love Seinfeld. And I didn't get into Seinfeld until it was over.
Really?
That's when I started liking Seinfeld. I did like George Lopez. I watched the shit out of George Lopez too. Not the new show though. I haven't seen his new show.
nah,
I
all the
haven't
new
seen
stuff
it either.
sucks.
When did TV become shitty to y'all?
High
school?
Yeah, about
High
high
school.
school.
In high school, yeah, because that's when like Netflix and all the streaming apps started coming out.
Yeah.
What shows are y'all into now?
Give me some Friday Night Lights, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights is good. Justice is the one who put me on that show.
Yeah.
It's over, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
the
been over
show.
for a while, yeah.
Suits is good. They're coming out with the remake too. I don't know if you've ever seen Suits.
I fucking love Suits.
I still
But-
have never seen it.
Donna. Come on.
What
now.
are you? What season are you on?
I already finished it.
Okay, so when they got rid of Mike, I stopped it.
Yeah,
I was like, this show's all about Mike. How the fuck are you gonna have a
It's
season?
still good though.
So we stopped watching it,
He comes back.
and that's what I heard.
You
I
need
heard
to
he
finish
came
it.
back.
Finish it.
One of my favorite characters was Louis Litt. and
Yeah.
how much of a fucking idiot.
Bro,
he
I
was,
didn't like
dude.
him at first, and then I was like, okay, I fucks with him.
And then I really, really loved Meghan Merkel's ass until she turned all weird and got married, and I was like,
Yeah.
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 Till she got happy.
God forbid she enjoys her life a little bit.
She's enjoying her life.
Yeah.
Is that really enjoying your life though?
Hey, man, to each its own.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. So, what were some of y'all's favorite restaurants growing up?
Give me Furs.
For real?
Give me Furs.
Man, Furs was good.
Furs was it.
Motolongos.
Which
Oh, yeah.
first?
We normally went to the one on Slide, but
By the mall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I hit both of them, but they were all good, or I guess all three of them.
I can't lie to you. I grew up eating furs because of obviously my dad took us there all the time. But when I became old enough to take my own ass somewhere, I was like, fuck furs, bro.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say about Motolongos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went so much like growing up, and I thought it was the best thing ever. And then like I won't go now. Like I'm not a big fan of it
Real
anymore.
authentic hard shell tacos.
Exactly. Mission.
Bro. I like Montelongos, but I hate how the pandemic fucked them all up.
Yeah.
The like only dealing with outside people and then like they stuck to that like 2 years after fucking COVID,
Yeah,
and I was
that's-
like, nah, get the fuck out of
Nah,
here.
it kind of was never the same after that. But I mean, that was like an after church thing.
Yeah.
We do it every single week, so I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I don't go over there no more.
Like y'all had birthday parties and shit at restaurants or no?
Mr. Gaddy's.
Yeah.
Caboose.
Yeah, I was like
either
Copper. Copper
Caboose.
was probably the easiest one.
Yeah.
Man, Mr. Gaddy's was pretty sick.
Mr. Gaddy's
Yeah.
was lit.
That place was awesome.
Mr. Gaddy's was basically y'all's Pistol Pete's for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had Pistol Pete's, and that was a bad motherfucker to have a birthday at, man. And then we also had this Mexican restaurant buffet called Pancho's back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, still to this day, it probably was the shittiest food ever, but still to this day is like my favorite, and I wish they'd bring it back.
Oh, the one that we went to a lot, the buffet, was with your parents, Hong Kong.
That's what I was just about to say. That when we went to Hong Kong a lot, we love Asian food. So Hong Kong, it was the best Asian buffet you could eat at.
That was my son's favorite fucking restaurant.
It was
bro.
so good, and we went one time right before they closed, and it was so shitty, and I was so sad because I remember it used to be. They used to have crab legs up there.
He would come with straight A's on his report card and be like, "All right, man, where you want to eat today?" He's like, "Hong Kong." I was like, "You motherfucker, you motherfucker." Man.
Dude, that place, I love that place too. It was amazing.
Back then, it was good. It was really good. And then, like towards the end of its fucking run, man, like come on,
Oh, it was
like,
bad.
That was horrible.
They take our drinks and you like look at them in the back and they just have 2 liters everywhere. I'm like, dude, get them. No, have a cooler full of ice. And I'm like, dude, no, man, get me out of here.
They're fucking pouring the 2-liter into it.
Dude, there's bacteria. They haven't washed that cooler in months. I'm like, man, get me out of here, please.
Y'all fuck with buffets now?
I went to Cece's not too long ago, and my kids loved it. So I love buffets because you get everything
More
you
bang
want
for your buck.
Exactly, especially nowadays because it's fucking expensive.
No shit.
I haven't gone in a while. The only
Yeah.
buffet I go to is the Copper.
Oh,
yeah,
the
on
Q?
Q.
Yeah, the one on Q. Yeah.
That's murderous, bro.
Yeah.
You got balls going over
Oh,
there.
it's only 11 a.m. only when I go. They're still asleep.
Still doped out.
I go nice and early just for that sole reason.
Did y'all ever know that hotel that was right next to it called the Villa?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all ever go to it in its heyday, like when it was actually
no.
worth the shit?
No, we
There
would
was
not.
like an indoor swimming pool, like fucking nice as shit. Like it was pretty cool, and I just can't believe how shitty just the crackheads.
Oh, dude, they took over like
fucking-
crazy.
yeah.
It was horrible. Do not go around that place. And then what caused them to? Oh, it was a fire, right? It caught on
Yeah,
fire.
it was
Then
a
they're like,
fire.
all right, we're knocking this bitch
Yeah.
down. Like we're not.
And they wanted that. They were like, let it burn a little bit.
Yeah, they're like, we need this thing out of here
And
fast.
they told the fire marshal, just let it burn.
They scattered. All the crackheads just went away.
Well,
They fucking roaches.
they used to have the Cocoa Club, and that.
Yeah.
And I deliver beer, and I would deliver beer there, and it was so bad that there'd be 2 of us going to deliver the beer. That when we would have it outside, one of us would go and take 1 stack in, and the other one stayed
keep
outside.
an eye on the
yeah,
truck?
keep the eye on the beer.
Golly.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy
Holy
work.
shit.
It was crazy work.
Fucking A.
Strategic though.
Yeah. I mean, that part of town yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
so I
rough.
say that I say it was strategic, but if one of those crackheads walked up and tried to take one of those cases of beer, they would have took a case of beer. I wasn't stopping them.
Oh, for sure. Like, why would you lose your fucking job over a case of beer?
I'm not losing my life either. He's
Yeah.
all drugged out. He
Yeah,
ain't gonna
dude.
feel nothing.
That case of beer means more than anything to that man right then and there.
You know what? You got it, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're in Miami. I'm sitting at a bar sweating my fucking ass off, bro. I want to stop at this bar because they have these fans blowing everywhere, so I'm going to cool down there. My wife is talking to her friend. I think y'all know Paul Harvey.
Oh yeah, I know.
So him and his wife went with us, right? So we're sitting at the bar, and there's this fucking homeless guy coming in there. And apparently he came in there every day like clockwork at a certain time, and they give him free bottled waters. Like, just straight up here. And they were nice, fancy fucking looking bottled waters, and it was like a case of 9 of them. And then he fucking grabbed the case. He made like 3 steps over to me, and he's like, "You want to buy some water?" And I go, "I just saw them give it to you, fucker. Like, what do you?" And he goes, "You don't want to buy none? They're $5 each." I was like, "Get the fuck out of my face,
Hustling
dude!"
water.
Hey, props to the hustle though.
Like, it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah,
Props to the hustle.
That's why I don't give out money. I'll give out food.
Yeah.
Like, if you want some food, here you go. But I'm not gonna give you.
They
$5.
don't want food.
Exactly. That's why I do it, because I was like, I don't want that.
I had a buddy who was a sheriff, and he said, because Ramos was talking about how he gets into fights with like the bum fights all the time. and he was telling me, my buddy that used to be a sheriff said that they will starve. Like literally, they just won't eat, and they would fight with someone on purpose. Like that whole the whole interaction with Ramos, it's a strategic, like they purposely do that so that way they get the cops called on them, and then they go to jail and eat for free in jail.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before.
And every time he said they search their pockets, because you got to search them, like they pull out fat wads of cash from their pockets. So they're just not eating because they don't want to spend their own money.
Well, not on food at least.
Yeah. So they'd rather go to jail and eat a free meal and then
That's insane.
get released with their cash back in their pocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I told Ramos, and he's like, that makes sense. And I go, well, that's what they told me. Like every fucking crackhead that they pull over or they stop and take to jail, every one of them's got a shit ton of money in their pocket.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think I've heard that a few times before, too.
I mean, to be honest, in today's economy, like I would never do this, but a free stay or the place to sleep, food that other people are tax paying for, I may go serve some time.
Just know if I'm down that bad, know where I'm at.
Yeah. Don't look for me either.
You know where I'm at.
Don't look for me.
I'll be back tomorrow.
You get in there, you're like, hey, turn on the AC, man.
It'd be just about the same as sitting in the studio when the AC turns
Exactly.
off.
Oh, fuck, dude. So when we came from the other studio, it was worse because the direct sunlight hit the window.
Yeah.
It was fucking bad. It felt like a sauna in there sometimes. And then back then we didn't know it, but we were like, why the fuck the AC kick off? And every 30 minutes it'd kick off. You're like, you gotta be shitting me. And then the top unit broke, so we were without an AC for a few months. So
Nah, fuck that. I couldn't do it.
the struggle was real.
Yeah, I get hot fast and frustrated fast.
Yeah, and everyone like that we have on, and like Eli and DJ Zay, like y'all get hot easy.
No, I do.
I don't.
Oh,
I wear a hoodie all day, every day of the year, at work at least.
I'll sweat in a snowstorm, bro.
Yeah, dude. No, I don't really get
That's
hot
why
that easy.
that was the first thing I fucking turned on was that fan.
No, like my dad gets pissed off at me because he's like, it pisses me off. None of my kids sweat like I do, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You got the good genes, I guess. Shit.
I wish I was like that, man.
Y'all are all sissies.
My AC's been on since March, and I have not turned it off.
Nah.
No, bro.
It has to stay on. Like, I don't care how much the bill is. Like, I'm gonna feel comfortable when I'm
And
at
if you're
home.
cold in my house, bring a fucking blanket.
Exactly.
For real, man.
That's how I am too.
Your dad can tell you stories about my house, bro.
No, I remember listening
Like-
to one of the episodes he was on. He was talking.
We were
about
driving, I can't remember where, and he's like, dude, turn off the fucking AC. You can see my breath coming out of my mouth, dude. And I was like, fuck that, man. Bring a blanket.
it. Wear a hoodie next time.
I can sweat in a snowstorm, so fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And it was worse, like going to school, like in college when I'm about to take a test and you're already nervous, and I would walk out of class like I just fucking finished a workout. I mean, it was gross. It was fucking gross.
I was the same exact way, especially at Lopez too, because it's an old ass building,
Yeah.
so AC didn't work right all the time.
Dude, our school was
It was rough.
freezing cold all the time.
No way, man.
All the time.
I wish. At Lobakai, when you were there, did they still have no doors on the shitters?
No, yeah.
They still had no doors?
Yeah, I think it's still like that.
For real?
Yeah. On the older side of the building, no stalls. Every once in a while, you'll just walk by and be like, dude, it's taking a shit. Go to the newer restrooms on the
What
other side
about
of the building.
Chapman? Did Chapman have the 3 shitters still? With
Yeah, no, nothing. It's just toilet, straight toilet.
Yes. I
It's,
like
it's
that
pretty
they're
cool.
keeping it
Yeah,
old
it's
school.
pretty cool that they kept it like that, though.
Hey, that's when you just face the wall and straddle the toilet and take a shit.
Then you turn around, everybody see your shitty booty. Hell, no.
Well, that's so crazy, bro, because like you get bused to Lobakai in 9th grade, right? So you're getting bused at the end of the day. You're like, I'm never going to take a shit there. Never. And then you go to Lobakai your sophomore year, and you're like, I've got to take a shit. Fuck it. And then everyone's coming in, and you're just all shy. And then by your senior year, you fucking shitting with your best friends. You're like, hey, reach over there and give me that newspaper over there, bro.
They had built the new cafeteria and on the other side of the building, so all those were all nice. So everybody just migrated
Go to
over
that
there.
one?
Yeah. So if somebody was in that stall, they had to go bad. You know they had to go because They weren't making it on the other side.
Hey, y'all clowned the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, easily. Let's take a picture of him real quick. We always did. It was awesome.
It's going in the vault.
So I cut you off on your shows, bro. You only said one show. What?
Oh, I said a lot of shows.
Well, you said the moms on the show.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got carried away.
Yeah.
I also never answered when you asked about the toys either.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we didn't answer that one.
Well, yeah. What was the toy that you?
So like my parents, they spoiled me. Like I had pretty much everything, but the one kind of the same topic, the infomercial. I don't think I ever had this, but it was called Moon Sand, or the.
Oh,
yeah.
They
I
always
remember
that
that.
kinetic sand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other one called? I wrote it down. Floam. There's a thing called Floam, and it was kind of the same thing. It was basically kinetic foam and like a mix of foam and
Just
the
a
slime.
mess. Just
Yeah.
a fucking mess.
Yeah.
It's like slime now
Yeah.
with kids, basically.
And your
Yeah.
parents are like, "Fuck no, you ain't getting that shit."
Well, they knew that if they bought it for me, they're going to end up backhanding the fuck out of
Yeah.
me for making a mess everywhere.
My toy was back then. They had these race car tracks that you could put on the wall,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then it glowed in the dark.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I fucking wanted for my entire childhood, man. And my dad was like, "Fuck you, ain't getting that shit." But I always wanted that motherfucker, and it probably never even went up the wall, but the commercial made it look like
they were zooming across the wall and stuff.
And I was
yeah.
like, "Fuck, I want that bitch."
See, that was one of the commercials I think I remember seeing on those like
Yeah.
infomercial type things. It was like one of those.
like that type of shit. Yeah. So never fucking got it. So fucking mad. But I mean, maybe it was a blessing in disguise because as you think about it, you're like, how the fuck is that car gonna go up that wall?
Yeah. Make no sense.
Unless it was like magnetic or something, but even at that, it just it didn't sound like it would work.
I watch a dude on TikTok that does nothing but race Hot Wheels.
Oh, he races like Lightning McQueen and all them.
Like, and then he'll have a winner's bracket for the entire night.
I've seen that.
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like sipping fucking bourbon, watching it like it's a fucking Monday night football game, and I'm like, oh man, that was gonna lose. And like,
Have
Like,
you
off,
seen
off the rip, I already knew what it was going to do.
Have you seen the guy who does the Hot Wheels on like a treadmill?
no,
Dude,
It's
there's
like a live stream,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
a
I
live
watched that
stream.
one, too.
Yeah, so he puts all these Hot Wheels
Yeah.
on a treadmill and puts it at a certain speed, and whichever one is the last man standing wins.
And
He-
if,
he
if
even
they
does,
keep going,
pool cues.
he'll put like obstacles where it hits them, and then they'll
Yeah.
move
Isn't
around.
it fucking crazy the shit that
I'll
we're,
watch.
we're
For like 30 minutes, I'll
entertained
watch.
by? Like we're entertained by that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Oh,
And my wife is like, "Would you just fucking go to bed?" And I'm like, "Shut up! Like, this shit's cool."
do y'all remember in the pandemic when like sports were very limited, and on ESPN they would have the marble racing and shit? Did y'all ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
That was
Oh, like on the
badass.
beach with the sand.
They would have like tracks and stuff, but there was some with on the beach
That's
too.
the ones I seen.
Because
Yeah.
I was bartending at that time, and it was like if you're a restaurant serving food, you could be open, all that good
Yeah.
stuff. And I just remember like we'd be so slow, I would just be sitting against the bar top, just like staring at it. I was like, God, this is so entertaining.
You
Give me a
were-
rumple.
You were a bartender.
Yeah, for 3 years.
What was the worst fucking? What was your most hated drink that you made that they would order?
Oh man, I loved it. Like,
Oh, for
I
real?
loved bartending. I was
'Cause-
really good at it. I'm very personable, but
Because I loved Bloody Marys,
Oh,
especially when
love
I was
making
y'all's
those.
age, right? So I'd go to the bar and they'd be like, "Motherfucker, don't make me make a Bloody Mary for
There's
you."
so many ingredients
and
and,
I'm like,
stuff.
I want a Bloody Mary.
but it's so easy. Like that old fashioned, like all those, like they were easy to make. It's just, I guess it comes with like having a passion for what you do. And for me, it was like, if you're going to do it well. And so I just took a passion in it and I loved it.
Did people ever ask you to make shit you never even heard of?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like when we go to other places, like, give me a Chilton. They're like, what the fuck is
Oh,
that?
that was
Yeah.
insane to me because I don't really travel like that. I
Yeah.
think we went, I don't know where we went. For softball or something. I was like, can I just get a Chilton? They're like, what's that? I was like, oh, fuck. Just give me a Bud Light or something, dude.
I'll say the first one that threw me off, this girl walks up and she's with a bunch of her friends and they're older. So I was like, I'm going to make you whatever you want. But no, they also asked for chocolate cake shots.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like
What was in it?
so you dress it with some sugar and a lemon, and then it's like frangelica and some kind of vodka, like a cream vodka. And when you take it,
Frangelica, is that a chocolate liqueur?
yeah, pretty much. And when you take it, it doesn't taste like it. But
Until you
then
bite the
once
lemon.
you lick the sugar and bite the lemon, it tastes just like a chocolate
I'll be
cake.
damned.
Yeah, it's badass. But
Nah.
whenever they asked me to make it, I was like, "The hell is that?"
So, I think the reason why our tolerance for alcohol is like crazy retarded is because when we were coming up through Tech, Bar PM had Ruppelmans for $2,
That'll
and
do
then
ya.
they had the actual. I don't even know if they make it anymore because I haven't seen it. The sweet tea vodka,
Yeah, they have one from Deep Eddies right now.
but just sweet, like
Yeah.
just the actual vodka,
Yeah, that's what.
and then that's how they would serve for $2.
That's crazy.
So $4 was a shot in a sweet tea vodka, or we'd leave our tab with like $100, which is a lot of fucking alcohol at $2
Yeah.
a drink, and we're like, where we going next? Because
Yeah.
let's go to the library, and yeah, that's why
Dude,
our
you-
tolerance is through the roof.
You know
bro.
what's fucking crazy about that? And I've talked to my dad about this, but I partied hard at library, and like I'd go with my dad every now and then because it was right. I bartended at Triple J, so
Oh,
it was
okay.
like right
Yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
right around the corner, and I knew all the bartenders, so it was just kind of like they got me, I got you type of
Yeah.
deal. And he would just tell me all these stories about him partying there, and I was like, "That's crazy," because I'm partying there now. This is my spot.
So back when it first opened, man, it was epic, bro.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of like fine ass fucking women and like dressed like going out to the club type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything showing.
Going all out.
Everything
Yeah.
showing. They're all dolled up, hair, makeup done, to go to a fucking bar
Yeah.
that had dollar beers. You know what I mean? And like the line out the ass to get in, and it's already packed of shit inside. So it was fucking crazy how that bar was so badass for so long, and then it went to shit.
Well, what's crazy is when I was going there, it was the exact same way.
Oh, really?
It didn't like after COVID, it went downhill.
Well, yeah, I would say even before COVID, because that's when, I mean, people are going to understand when I say this, when the Mexicans got a hold of it.
Yeah.
That was when they were like, oh, they serve cheap beers there, and then it like turned fucking hood as
Yeah.
fuck. And I guess from what I heard, they were trying to make a change from that, but I never knew that they did or not.
Yeah, well, then you also had like Cluso's and Black Sheep that were open over there around our time.
Cluso's
And-
never let me in, bro.
really?
Never. Like, I would walk in, and everyone got in, and they're like, oh, we're not letting in sneakers today. And I'm like, you just fucking let all my boys in with sneakers. Like, just fucking tell me I can't come in, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't make up some bullshit. And then I would always have to call my buddy who was the manager to come to the door and get me in. And I'm like, we got to do this every time, bro. I go,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just going to call him. He's going to get me in. And he still would fucking do it. And I just wanted to knock him the fuck out every time we went. Because, like, it was always like, hey, you can't wear jean shorts. And I was like, you just let everyone in with jean shorts.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that era is crazy too, because everybody was wearing jean
Yeah.
shorts.
That's wild.
I hated Cluso's, man. But it was so badass that everyone went, so I didn't want to be left out. So I would go too, but I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
What are some of your bars that you like going to?
Honestly, my partying times were very small. So
Yeah.
like I remember going to the library, and what was another one? I think Little Woodrow's we went to a lot. That's really honestly about it. I do remember, and I never went out like during the week. And I remember one time I did. For what reason? I have no clue. I think it was like it was like right before the pandemic too. And I went out and I actually got a little fucked up. And on my way home, I was like, I'm gonna go to Long Way. It was nice. It was like nice and cool. Windows were down, and then something happened on the interstate to where it was shut down.
Oh, shit.
Oh my! It was like 1 a.m. I was like, dude, no way. And I was sitting there, I had to piss so bad. So
So I pissed myself.
I grabbed a water bottle, I pissed in it, and I was like, fuck, dude, this stinks. So I like I reached out my door and I let it go. And then like 5 minutes later, like the cops were going to talk to all the cars, and I was like I was hyping myself up. I was like, fuck, dude, don't slur, just get out of this situation, dude, because you cannot go to jail. And I was like, how's it going, sir? He's like, did you throw up? I was like, nah, just do some old water out, man. He's like, oh, okay.
It stinks of hot shit.
Dude, I thought I was going to jail that night for sure. And that was the last time I went out during the week.
So we
Fuck
were
that.
young. We were not even 21 yet, and it was a similar situation where the cops had like a 5-car lineup, and they're going, for whatever reason, they had us pulled over, and my buddy was driving, and he got in his center console, and he started spraying his mouth with cologne.
That is crazy.
Because he was like, "Fuck this, we're not going to jail." And he's like, and he was like, "Oh, this tastes like shit." I was like, I think that might have been worse, bro.
Oh my god, it almost made me gag a little bit.
So yeah, he started spraying his mouth with cologne, and then they came to the window, and then they just—I don't even remember. It was just like a 1 or 2 question thing. They just fucking let us go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's insane.
That's disgusting.
I would have thrown up just from like the cologne.
Yeah, dude.
After drinking like that.
But
Hell no.
he was like, "Oh, it tastes like shit," and I was like, "Well, you didn't think it tastes good? Like why would it taste good?"
It smells good.
Count me out.
What bars did you like going to? Did you first off? Let me ask this: were you old enough to experience conference with your dad?
Well, I
I
experienced
mean, even
it.
as a kid, though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I would sit up there while he was working
Yeah.
and stuff. And not like in the night shifts, but I was in there like during the day when they were like getting everything ready and all that.
Okay.
And then someone would come pick me up.
Bro, that was probably some of my best partying times was
Yeah.
the conference area.
I used to always go fishing behind there in that little
Yeah.
lake.
We would have, or not we, like I fucking had any part of it. But they would had like it started off as dollar you call it's, and then we got so retarded there that they were like, okay, it's gonna be dollar you call it's from like 9 to 11, and then we still fucked it up, and then so they were like, all right, it's gonna be $2.50 you call it.
You guys took full advantage of it.
Yeah, we did, dude. We fucking did. And that whole 9 to 11 still stuck, but yeah.
I remember to this day hearing some crazy ass stories
I've heard
about
I've
y'all.
heard some wild
y'all
stories
partying
too.
at conference.
It was wild. I seen Big Loop fight like 10 motherfuckers there one time.
That's one of the ones I remember. My dad always telling me to.
Like, dude, it was always wild at conference. You just never knew what you were gonna get into. It was fucking good times.
Yeah, that was somewhat library for us because, like, I don't like fighting by any means, and like if you talk shit to me, it's really not gonna faze me. You can't hurt my feelings, but the second you do it to my friends or like my friends' girls or anything like that, I was the one who was like, "Yo, what the fuck did you just say?" And yeah, I got into a lot of squabbles for sure.
I saw a meme a while back that said you can't hurt my feelings because my dad used to pick me up from every football game.
Hey, baseball game.
Baseball game.
Add him
yeah.
next time.
It's like, I'm going home with mom. Fuck that. I already know what's coming.
My mom would leave before I had a chance to go with her.
Like, I don't even want to hear this bullshit. So, man, can you let the guys or the people listening, man, what your podcast is all about, bro?
Yeah. You want me to-
No, yeah, go ahead, Justice.
So, pretty much a big portion of what we talk about, which is like at least an hour usually of the show, is it has a lot to do with mental health. Just because, like we were saying earlier, today's world is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to maneuver through economically, mentally, emotionally, and my biggest thing is I want to make sure people who happen to listen know that they're not alone in whatever they're going through or what they're feeling. Because sometimes, like we said, we don't like to talk. It's not something we were raised on. And sometimes just hearing someone else talk about it makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And so we try to harp on that a lot. But, man, like, we're just some goobers, man. We're just boys being boys, and we joke around. We'll talk sports. We'll try to relate, whatever's going on in the sports world or, the real world. And we just try to put out content that people can relate to and get a little sense of humor, because I feel like if I can inspire someone to follow their dreams, then I'm being a addition to the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what I like about y'all is y'all are friends from when y'all were kids. And that's pretty much the medium. If you're a guest on my show, I've known you since we were kids.
Yeah.
And we can get on here and chop it up and just be drinking beers together and recording it. It's like it's like this is not even here. And
Yeah.
we're just gonna talk like we always talk.
Yeah, that's one of the things I told him too. Whenever he told me to, and I was just supposed to be a guest. I wasn't even supposed to stay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he texted me after we were done. He's like, "Dude, that went great." And I was like, "Yeah, honestly, I enjoyed it way more than I thought because it all was just smooth." And then me and Justice, I mean, we grew up together, but during high school, we went obviously two different sides of town, two different schools. We worked together, but even after that, we kind of just separated a little bit. So, and then kind of lost touch a little bit, and then talking like that, it was for sure nice.
But that's how you know a
rekindle.
friendship is real, man. Because when you lose touch and then you finally get back together, it's like you never missed a beat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how it always is with us too. I mean, we could go a year without talking, and I'll see him, and then it's like
Yeah.
we never stopped.
For sure, man. I think that he was telling me you kind of had mixed feelings about your pilot episode. I thought it was good. I liked it.
That very first one
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, man. I didn't really know how I felt about it initially, just because a lot of it was just kind of shoot the shit, talking about memories and this, and that. But once I kind of sat down and really thought about it and talked to Eli about it, I was like, you know what? I think that's the perfect way to introduce our podcast is really letting people know who we are and where we come from.
Yeah, because y'all did a lot of like reminiscence and like talking about old stories that y'all both were a part of. And that's just the shit that we talk about on my podcast. So
Yeah.
I really liked it. I really did.
And on top of that, like once I started listening to everything within, John Eric Media,
Yeah.
the kind of conclusion I came to it of why I enjoy doing our show so much is that I feel like if you were to, and this may be biased because it's my opinion, but if you were to mash up a little bit of all of the shows that are within the media group and you put it down to our age group, that's initially what it is. It's kind of a combination of a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I'm not saying this shit because y'all are here. I mean, I really enjoy y'all's podcast.
I appreciate
It's
Yeah, I
fucking-
appreciate
it's
that
good
too.
shit, man. It really is.
It's nice to hear.
Y'all
Yeah.
are doing some good shit, man. And I'm totally jealous of y'all's intro.
Well, I'll say man, I always loved listening to your show. And like, I remember whenever I first had Eli on, I was like, do you know any of these guys? He was like, yeah, I actually listen to their stuff all the time.
Oh,
and
sweet.
specifically your show.
Nice, man.
And so anytime you come out with anything, it's definitely a way to get my week going.
Well, I appreciate
It's a
that.
lot of fun to listen to.
I was at the Tech game. I was trash, bro. I mean, we do it big on the tailgate, right?
Yeah.
So I went to go buy a buzz ball because, of course, I'm not done yet drinking. And this dude was like, JP Lopez show. And he's like, I was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And taking a picture with him. He's like, hey, whatever you want, I got it. And I was like, nah, it's cool, man, I got it. And he's like, no, I got it. So I was like, all right. So I got a buzz ball. And then I was like, I'll take a beer. Well, then his buddy was like, hey, man, whatever you want, I got it. And I'm like, well, they only serve you 2 drinks, right? But this lady was so busy, she didn't give a shit. So I just put it off to the side, and then he got me drinks. So I walked back down with like 5 fucking drinks, dude, and a buzz ball. And I had a good old time, man.
And it was
Like,
hot as fuck. I was out
oh,
there too, and
dude.
it was so hot. I think I drank like 3 beers, and I was like, so I'm getting kind of buzzed.
So what do y'all think? Y'all think we're going to get tested Saturday?
No.
You don't? You think it'll be easy win?
I don't think it'll be easy, but I don't think they'll get us. I don't think they'll get tested. I think they've learned a lot from what happened.
I would agree that it'd be a pretty easy win for us, but Kelly's fucking questionable.
I think Micah steps up.
Dude, the receiving core for Arizona and their secondary is fast as shit. And that worries me because
Yeah.
they can close in on a lot more than what we've seen. And it scares me because ACU's receiving core was nowhere near as fast as Arizona is.
Yeah.
And we were getting burned by them a
Oh,
little
for
bit.
sure. I mean, we got burned by fucking Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
so-
Cincy.
No.
This weekend,
this
Cincy
weekend
It
is
is?
Cincy.
I thought it was Arizona.
Arizona's at Arizona.
at 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you. I remember
Sorry.
I told you when we were predicting. I was like, that's
Oh,
going to be a
yeah.
late game, and I think we will
Yeah.
lose the Arizona game.
The Arizona game, I don't think we're winning.
think
but
we will
against,
lose that.
Against Cincy,
I watched them play against Houston, and they.
I told my buddy,
I'm thinking-
I said, we have a pretty good chance of going to Arizona undefeated. But I, of course, didn't fucking see that damn Washington State game fucking panning out like that.
I knew that was coming. I think I said that in our prediction too. Like I think we should win, but that's a trap game. It's too. I mean, those late starts like that, and it's just away, and it never goes well for us.
What pisses me off is, like, we've got a 5-star recruit, and he's on the bench, bro.
yeah.
Like, is he not good in practice? Like,
Well, it could be what you were talking about earlier. Like, does he not know the playbook?
why can't we make plays for him? He's a 5-star recruit, bro. Like, I don't know, man. That's what drives me absolutely nuts, that he's our first ever, and, like, he's coming off with, like, 5 plays a game.
Yeah, I think I was like he got in. Was it the first quarter?
And that's because the media is, like, hounding McGuire because the first 2 games he had none.
No,
he
yeah, he
played
was
like
on the
one
field.
play.
Yeah.
But is it like the NFL where you don't want to put these young guys in and rush them into a system they're not used to? Let them kind of learn a little bit, and then maybe mid-season he's ready to go.
I mean, yes and no, because one, that's NFL, you got a contract.
Yeah, but
And no, these kids, that kid can go to Texas and get a multi-million-dollar NIL
In a
deal. He'll
heartbeat.
leave so
In a
fast. Like
heartbeat.
yeah,
you got to keep. Once you get him, you got to keep him, make him happy, and that's what sucks about it. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
He'll lose the Mahomes money though.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is
What do
true.
you think?
That is true.
What
I
do you
forgot
think? Do you
about
think
that.
there's 6 of them? You think the minimum is a mil? I would think so.
Dude, he's got all the money in the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's exactly why I'm saying. Like
He's got all the
It's
money.
at least $1 million. I mean, there's no telling how much more they got.
so the
Especially that pitcher that
the
came from
softball
Stanford.
chick.
Yeah, because she got a good deal with Premier. Yeah, that's where my pops works. And
was that the 1.2? Okay.
yeah,
So then the Mahomes money on top of that.
yeah,
Yeah, she's making bank,
at
bro.
least. Yeah, she's making at least 5. I
Yeah.
would get at least 5 mil.
That's what I said. I said Tech's got to come up with at least 5 for Aaliyah Chavez, and I don't think they're gonna come up with it.
I don't think she wants to be here.
And I don't think she wants to be here either.
I mean,
I don't.
Do you blame her?
I mean-
she can go to UConn if she wants. Like,
Well,
dude,
think about how much of the world that she has seen just on playing all these Nike tournaments and all that. She's going to want to go somewhere else. She's been her whole life.
Yeah.
And she's dominating here. Why would she stay? I don't think she is going to stay, but I also don't think that it's a good idea if she does. I think she should go somewhere else.
I really thought.
she needs to get away from here.
I really thought she was gonna go to LSU.
LSU. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a premier P5 school for sure. I mean, I would
That-
say UConn.
That
'cause-
coach is everywhere, bro.
Oh yeah,
Everywhere
she
she's
goes
at,
everywhere.
that coach is there. So I'm like, I bet she goes to fucking LSU.
She's a legendary coach too.
Yeah. What do y'all think about her?
The coach or
No, Aaliyah Chavez.
You know, from what I've seen, she's a stud.
Yeah.
She's a stud for sure.
I'm excited, like, because she's from Lubbock, but I've heard some pretty shady shit about like her, like always talking shit,
Mhm.
and then
Shit,
like,
if I was that good, I would too. Honestly.
and then like I heard like her pops too was like kind of doing shady shit in her name. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just all hearsay and rumors, but
I mean, and that goes as far as she needs to get out of here. Like I don't think it's a good idea for her to stay. I think a good example of that was Jarrett Culver, because when I was in high school, he went to Coronado, and they would always go to Lubbock High and whoop our ass. He was throwing the fucking ball off the roof and going up 360 dunk. Like, oh yeah, we're losing this game.
I think you need to not only create your own environment, but you need to create your own name for yourself.
yeah.
And if you're around your parents and people who didn't have the money, the fame, the power that they did, and then they gain it, it could go to their head before it goes to yours. And I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not talking down on anyone. It's just the case that you see it happen to a lot of really good athletes.
Well, I see it happen with the boxing dads.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
every dad that's a damn trainer is so fucking annoying because they're living through their son.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying, man.
That's what I was just about to say is you don't want to have a great athlete like that whose parents just want to live through them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not your dream. Leave it alone.
That's the logical.
Right.
But yeah, you get
But I see both sides of it for sure. Like, I understand it. But for her best interest, I think get far away from Lubbock for sure. Because I've always said this, but Lubbock is very toxic. Because once you're up and you're winning, the haters, they come out of the woods and they show up and they'll start hating on you instantly.
That's crazy, man, because I've always got love from my hometown. And I have a shitload of love for Lubbock, bro. I'm one of the few that loves being from Lubbock. And I'll take pictures all over town because I fucking love my city. And with this podcast, man, I've gotten a lot of fucking love from the city. And it's crazy because a lot of people say that. And I'm like, fuck, I hope I never have to fucking go through that.
Yeah.
And well, like for me, I'm the same way. I love Lubbock and I don't plan on ever leaving. However, in like our generation, like people see you winning and they're like, well, if guys like this are doing a podcast and they're doing well, I could have done that. And it's the selfishness of like, again, having access to everything right in front of you on that phone. And it's just people get selfish and they're hateful and it sucks. But there are good people out there. Don't get me wrong. And I love where I come from. It's just I've seen the bad side.
Yeah, yeah. I hope I never experience it. Is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm the same boat.
And I don't wish it on anyone. Just,
No, I mean, but it's the
there.
reality. It's the reality of it.
Yeah.
That's why I love my dad's friend group or y'all's friend group. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been tight knit since middle school, and it's still going on. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about Loba, because I mean, I know that's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Really and truly, man. I from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all guys for being a guest on the show, man.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
no
was
problem.
I was telling you earlier, dude. I was so excited. Like all day, I was like, I can't wait to go over there. Like get off work, go straight over there, and then I have a softball game later. But
And then everyone cancels.
well,
Motherfucker.
yeah, DJ Zay just had something come up, and we understand. Life
No,
happens.
I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting.
But
that's how my shit is. That's why my wife would tell you I don't get excited for vacations. I don't get excited for shit.
yeah,
Because I've learned through my fucking upbringing that if I get excited, the moment I start getting antsy, that's when it goes to shit and it gets canceled. I'm like, fuck. See, that's why I don't get excited
Yeah.
for them.
so I want to say something that I wanted to kind of talk about while I was on here.
For sure.
So when me and Eli started this, one of my biggest show ideas was I wanted to get Eli's dad and my dad on the show because they're good buddies.
Hell yeah.
And like we're good buddies and we all grew up together and everything. And I asked my dad, I was like, hey man, will you come on the show? He was like, nah, I'm not going on there. And I was like, okay, cool. Bro, the next fucking week he's on the JP Lopez show. I was like, this fucking dude.
Multiple times now.
Yeah, multiple times. I was like, come on now. I was like,
Hey,
shit. Hey, I love you, Pops, but come
now,
on now.
that he's got experience under his belt, you see him gonna be a guest on your podcast, or
Well,
you still
so
fuck that?
I called him out on it one day, and he said, well, the reason I won't is because I know we're just going to end up crying the whole time.
Oh.
And, probably true, because I do like to... I like the rawness of digging
Yeah.
into people's thoughts and brains, and I think that I definitely could get it out on air
Your
because I've done it
Pop's
before.
First episode on this show, he got deep.
Yeah.
Bro. Like fucking deep, and he made me change my way of thinking on a few things, and I was just like, "Fuck, dude." And that's awesome because that's what you bring people on the show for.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, you don't talk about it, so you come on here and, like I said, you forget these mics and the headphones are on,
Yeah.
and you start just talking with your boys, and it finally flows out, and that's the beauty of it.
And I think that's one of the greatest things that I got passed down from my dad is he is one of the most intellectual human beings I've ever met. And he doesn't really carry it like publicly. He doesn't force it onto anyone.
Mhm.
But if you really listen to him talk, you're just like, damn, dude, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of insight. You've seen a lot of life. And I feel like I got a lot of that from him. And I think that's why I love doing, my show for so many reasons.
I totally agree with you, man, because he fucking blew my mind on his first episode. That I think that I had him back on the very next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he it's one of the things that I always say, but I see both sides of it.
But you're welcome, bro.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna be a guest on your
Yeah.
show.
But like the thing I got from him, what I was trying to say is I see both sides of everything. Like if you bring a topic to me, I can tell you my first off opinion, but then I'll always counteract with, but on the other side of it, this is where they come into
You're on the
play.
fence on a bunch of shit.
Not even on the fence, just I'm more of a spectator.
Okay.
I see both sides and I'm gonna watch it through, and it's kind of on the same topic of the dinosaurs we're talking about. Like I've never seen it, so it doesn't matter to me, but like everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm not one to judge on what you have to say or what you think.
Well, I can tell you right now, like with the whole fucking Kamala and Trump, dude, like I can see what you're saying. Like you can see a Trumper's point of view on things,
Sure.
and then, but it's getting nasty, bro. It's getting to where if you disagree, it's fuck you. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and then you're not friends
I
anymore.
hate you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, when the fuck did this come into play? Like, how did we get here? It's totally okay to disagree with someone. Like,
Social
I don't
media.
have to fucking hate you if you disagree with
Yeah,
me.
it all has to do with social media.
Yeah, and my biggest thing my whole life, I've never been political. Like I've never gotten into politics. I've never voted. I've never registered to vote. Like it's not for me. But here recently, like looking into buying houses and like I want to get married and I
Yeah.
want to do all those things because like that's where I'm at in my life. But then I look at it and I'm
Can
like,
you afford it?
dude, I'm gonna have to start voting and digging into it, because if things keep going the way they're going, financially, I'm never going to own a house.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to buy a ring to even ask someone to marry me. Like, I'm never going to be able to do those things financially.
And it sucks, man, because we were sold the American dream.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that. Now it's going to be a fucking dream.
And, you know, now, like, I go to work every day. And, like, I love my job. Like, I actually do enjoy what I do. It's hard work, but, like, I'm good at it. But I'm just out there making a rich man richer. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And what about me? What about little old me?
You'd be replaced before the
Exactly.
obituary fucking was printed.
You ain't fucking lying.
Yeah. So take that for what it's worth. But you guys are killing it. Y'all are like 9 episodes deep, man. And I'm on board, man. You got a fan out of me, man.
I appreciate that.
And I'm not just saying that because y'all are here. I like y'all shit, and I like what y'all are doing, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
that. a
really
lot.
do. It from, like I said, episode 1, it was just stories of y'all hanging out and kicking it together and just reminiscing, and that's just what the fuck we do on my show.
Yeah.
People come up to me and they're like, "Man, you and your buddy's stories are fucking crazy." That's just the same shit we do.
Yeah.
So
I think even before we started doing the podcast, you had, who was it? It was Monty, Big Loop, and somebody else. You had them all on.
That was my dad.
Oh yeah, and David. Yeah, that was the first time I listened to, and I was like, man, dude, it's. And then they were talking about some stories, and then they were talking about my dad was involved too. I was like, it's just cool hearing some stuff like that because he don't ever tell us stuff like that. You know, it's cool to hear.
where'd you hear that?
It's cool to hear, like, you know, y'all growing up and stuff,
Yeah.
and how it was, how life was, you know, back in the day.
Just how your pop's friends seen him in their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never got that. Like my dad, I never had my dad's friend tell me like, "Oh, your dad blah 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 used to do this." So I mean, I would have loved it though to know more of my pops, because my pops didn't give me shit to go off of. But
Yeah. No, that's why I'm great. That's why I'm grateful for all of this and everybody involved. But I mean, even way later down the road, we can be like, hey, go. I could tell, like, you know, my daughter or somebody, like, hey, go listen to this episode real quick, and they'll show how your grandpa was like, you know, when he was wild.
Yeah.
and what do you think about that though? Like, I think that's cool. Your kids can get older and your podcasting journey can be over, but that's still out there for people to listen to.
Yeah, so one of the things I didn't get around to my last episode that I really wanted to talk about, because I started thinking about that, and I was like, man, if I died, like, if my kids who are young now, if I were to die today, they would be able to get a handful of episodes to really understand who I
Who
am,
their dad was.
who
Yeah.
I was, and what I thought about things, and where I come from, and what my voice sounds like at all times,
Yeah.
right? But then one of my ideas was, what if I, like, maybe every few months, I update it, but I record a podcast, but it's basically a will, where I just kind of talk about where I'm at, what I'm going through, and kind of just send a message of, like, if I were to pass away right now, this will come out and get back to you so you can hear me one last time. And it kind of like a Tony Stark deal, like where he has the last video he plays in the Avengers Endgame movie. But
You don't think that's kind of dark for people to?
man, you know, that's the balance of life, though. There's light and dark, and there's happy days, but there's real shit in the world
Yeah,
that's dark,
yeah.
and you have to be okay with it, because at the end of the day, there's one thing me and you have in common. One day we're not going to be on this earth
Oh, for sure.
at all, and we'll be gone. But like we said, the one thing to go back on is we have a podcast that is documented, and it shows where we've been and what we'd like to talk about. And so I just kind of thought about that. And what brought it up was I heard Eminem's new, most recent album, and one of his songs that he released was literally a song that was dedicated to his daughter if he died overdosing on all the drugs he was doing.
I never knew he was a piece of shit dad.
Man, you know,
Like, he rapped like he loved her so badass that I never knew he was
but isn't
a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
But isn't that the reality? Is that you never really know who's a piece of shit dad like that.
Yeah.
Anyone can put on a front.
Yeah, because I think it's that song that I'm talking about when he's putting out all that shit, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But that's what I love. I love rawness. I love the realness and the vulnerability is
Yeah.
what I love.
What I say about that is, like, when I come on here and I have a good old time and I'm fresh off of a 7-day work shift and I get that bourbon in me and I just start fucking saying more than I should.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of hate the rawness and the realness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still put it out there. I still put it like, you know, this is all me. Like,
Yeah.
there's no posing. There's no fake shit to me. I don't like the light that I'm presented in, but I'm putting it out there anyway because this is all me.
Yeah. It's who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those episodes have got the most feedback. Still to this day, they're like, hey, man, your speaking in cursive one was badass. And I was just like, when I told Ramos I'm not putting it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just not going to put it out. I was like, it was a shit show. And then people still come up to me, and especially when she would do the art trail, so I was always out there, people come up to me and be like, dude, that speaking in cursive was badass.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. And I didn't want to put it out.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what gets people, you know, coming back is just seeing whatever situation,
It's
you
being
know,
real. Just being
mental
real.
health or, you know, having a good time with your buddies. I mean,
Yeah.
being real is always what brings people back.
So yeah, I agree with you, man. The realness and the rawness will basically get people to be relatable to you.
Yeah. Like, that's my biggest thing is, like, when we record, I don't ever fake anything. I will never tell a lie about who I am. Like, if you ask me a question, I'll tell you straight up.
Yeah. And like, do y'all get people hitting y'all up like, hey, let me be on y'all's podcast? You know what I mean?
I've had a few.
Yeah, I've had a few
And
too.
that type of person, granted, I get that all the time, but that type of person makes me think they want to come on here and be a character
Yeah.
and not be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of why, you know, he'll ask about ask about the guests, like, what do you think about, you know, these people and stuff like that. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it beforehand just because for that sole reason. We don't want, you know,
Yeah,
somebody
that-
to come on here and just be
That
fake.
person that let me be on your podcast, it in my mind is like in the mirror, like practicing shit to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah, and like maybe they're not, but
Yeah.
when I don't fuck with you like that, and then you're like, hey, when I can be on your podcast, I'm like, okay.
I'll let you know.
Are you really like wanting to be on it, or are you really just wanting to just be a character on
Yeah.
it? So I don't know.
That's one of the reasons I was like, when I saw your message that you sent me, I got so excited because once I started getting all this going and I had my own shit
Yeah.
and I started hearing my dad on your show, I was like, man, I want to get on the JP Lopez show. I want to get on it so bad. But I didn't message you because I wanted it to be authentic.
Yeah.
I wanted it when you wanted me, and I wanted to make sure it was like a consensual thing
Oh,
where,
for sure,
where
bro.
we could do
Yeah.
that.
And like I'm saying, man, like y'all guys are 9 episodes deep, but I fucks with it.
Cool.
I really do.
It's awesome. I appreciate that.
I really
I've
do.
said thank
It's
you.
good shit, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear.
So keep doing that shit. And the only thing that I can fucking tell you, man, is when it's hard and the weeks that y'all don't want to fucking grind, fucking do it, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't fall into the we'll just let a week pass, because that gets real addictive to just letting it slide, and don't jump on that wagon. dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing that we always grew up on is love the fucking grind.
Yeah.
If you're uncomfortable, get used to being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it boils down to.
Yeah.
For real. Really
And-
and truly.
So one of the you were asking us. I'm not trying to segue your own show,
Oh,
but
dude, bro, believe me, I'm not that guy. Like, for real.
you asked us like our favorite movie quotes.
Yeah.
And last night, I just watched the movie Bleed for This. I believe that's what it's called. It's a boxing movie with Miles Teller. And at the end of it, he's in an interview, and the interviewer asked him, "What is the biggest lie that you've ever been told?" And he goes, "It's not that simple." And she goes, "Well, it's just a question." He goes, "No, that's the lie I was told. It's not that simple." Because in all reality, it is.
It
You
is.
just put your mind to it and you do it. And you realize it is that simple. People just didn't want to see you do it.
Like me with losing weight. It's not that simple. Yeah, it is, fucker. Stop eating late at night and quit fucking up alcohol when you know you're not supposed to. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
then people are like, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is,
Yeah.
bitch. Like, you know what you need to do to get
Yeah.
it done, and you don't do it. Like,
But I love it.
yeah.
But like, man, it is. In anything in life, it's that simple. And so, I don't know. I push myself to be the best at anything that I do. And then if you think I'm not, well, let's go again and I'll prove it
For
to you.
sure. The mentality that I always have is I will outwork you.
Yeah. I'm right
So
there with you.
I might not be smarter than you, but I will grind harder than you. You're not going to outwork me. So when people come up to me and they tell me, like, I just had a whole bunch of shit and that just fell through the cracks, I'm like, dude, you're not busier than me, and there would be no way that I could do that. So I don't understand not hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to, like, keep that in the closet because I know I can piss off even my closest friends with saying that.
Oh yeah.
But you're not gonna outwork me, bro. You're just not.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same mentality too, but there for a while, I mean, I kind of fell off the rails a little bit with mental health issues, and then finally, I don't remember what happened, but it finally like clicked to me because even at work too, I was like, man, I don't want to be here,
Yeah.
stuff like that, was going on, and finally, I was like, nah, man, I got to quit doing this shit. So, so that's
It's
why
that simple.
Yeah, so that's why that's why I play softball and stuff. I play Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and I play tournaments. And it keeps me busy and stuff. And stuff like that, where it makes me get up and go do something, and you start. I grew up playing baseball, so it's what I love to do, and that doing that alone, and seeing my friends and doing the podcast, all that just it lifts you up.
Yeah, man, I got to say something before we go, man. It's just I'm very envious of both of y'all because you guys can go hang out with your dad and your dad's friends and have a great old time with y'all's friends. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been some shit I would have fucking died for, just
Yeah.
kicking it with my dad like that. But thank y'all guys for fucking coming, bro.
Nah, man,
For
this has been
real.
Yeah,
badass.
no, it was
I
awesome.
It's been a
enjoyed
good
being here.
episode, man.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, man, before we leave, man, do you have an ending final message you want to tell people?
Just love everybody. There's no need to hate, man. Just love everybody. It's how you love your grandma.
Shit. Not everyone is deserving of that
Nah,
love.
no. But they're not deserving, but you still got to give it. That's what I usually say.
Fuck yeah. Fuck. Hell yeah. Yours?
Oh, there's a lot. There's always a lot on my mind that I could say, but I think one of the biggest things that I've kind of dealt with here recently is mind your fucking business. Like if it's not your problem to worry about, if you're really not included, don't worry about it. Like quit bothering other people's space, quit bothering other people's lives to wreak havoc on whatever they're going through. Now there's a fine line that, like, if someone needs help, sure, reach out to them, but you can't help people who don't want to be helped. But the one thing you can do is put the effort in to say, well, I tried. Just like anything else. It's that simple. At least try. So don't cross any boundaries, don't cross your lines, but reach out to the people you can help, and if you can't help them, mind your fucking business.
Dude, it's funny that you say that because I was just thinking about this not too long ago. I think I even told my wife, like, people that don't know this person at all, but they put on Facebook, like, rest in peace. And then people want to fucking take a deep dive and figure out how they died or who was this person. And I'm like, you didn't even fucking care until you saw rest in peace. Like, why the fuck do you care now?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that grinds my gears too.
Dude, that's badass. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. But my message was, your creation has meaning. God's greatness has brought you here. You have a purpose, and that purpose is great. Greatness is within you. But in order to be great, you have to believe in it. So when you are in them hard times, greatness is there. And when you think that no one believes in you, greatness is there. Believe in that greatness, and give it everything you got.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Shout out to my sponsors, which is Patriot Paint and Construction, Digger Burrito, and DJ Kipo. And if you guys can go rate and review the Polar Opposites, man, leave them a 5-star rating.
Hell
5-star
yeah.
review.
We'd appreciate that.
Yeah,
greatly.
man. And don't forget the Pendejos every Friday and Deep Dive with Donnie every Monday. So until next time, guys, read some books.